Richard Parker did not look back or even just a hesitation, disappeared in the dens of the forest, and Pai was saved. Finally, ended the nearly 100 days of fantasy. Even though time has passed for a long time, when Pai mentions this period of past experience, it will burst into tears. When looking for creative writers after listening to Pai, the whole person was stunned. Just like the insurance company employees in those days, unable to believe that this was a real experience. Pai told the writer that the insurance company required him to tell a more credible story, or he would not be able to get out of the danger. So Pai told them another story. A total of 4 people survived the accident. They were Pai, the bad cook, the mother who came with over a bunch of bananas, and the Chinese sailor who persuaded them to eat the meat. Immediately ate a mouse to appease his hunger. He then killed a Chinese sailor who had broken his leg, and his mother was killed by the cook after many quarrels. It's really a cruel killing. Pai, in the extreme excitement, under the circumstances of knife the cook attack, but the cook actually gave up resistance, perhaps to confess their own evil. He died of Pai's fall. Cook's death completely released the Pai in the heart of the devil. In this kind of cruel encouragement, it's like a tiger, overcome the disaster and miraculously survived. In the front of the story is a very beautiful fairy tale, and at the end of it, it's full of violence and cruelty. Pai stopped, like the writer asked, "These 2 stories, which one do you like?" After a long silence, the writer replied, "The one with the tiger is better." Pai nodded, because it's closer to God's will. After the interview, Pai wives returned home with her 2 children. Is Pai the winner of life anyway? Those are not ordinary experiences. This will bring more bonus to him at the end of the film. But the real meaning of this film is still intriguing, as if there's a layer of fog in front of the eyes. Through several layers, but still cannot see the truth. So what does Pai see in this life and the death drift? Why is his story so bizarre? Let me unveil the truth. Restore the parties do not know the hidden story bar. Combining the 2 stories, it is not hard to see that there are no animals in the lifeboat. Richard Parker is Pai, the gorilla for the mother, the lame zebra for the sailor, and the hyena for Pai's father, not the cook, the mouse eaten by the tiger. Pai girlfriends, which is Anna D. The true story is that Pai's father killed a Chinese sailor in hunger and cut off his flesh for fishing, which was intolerable to Pai and his mother. So there was a huge conflict between the parents, and after many arguments, the father accidentally killed the mother. Pai rushed at his father with a knife in his anger, and the father, disheartened, do not want to conflict with his son, so he chose not to dodge, died in the hands of Pai. Pai's father is a rational man to survive. He could have killed the sailor, and he loved his son so much that it made him sense for him to die under Pai's knife. But both Pai and his mother are devoted believers. Before the beginning of their rafting, body and mind before the baptism of the father must be very inclusive, and conflict is inevitable. So it wouldn't make any sense to change my father's role to cook. How come the wicked but sudden enlightened and sudden resistance? Besides, how can Pai sudden ignite the devil in his heart after killing the cook, became like a wolf? Oh, continued the little mouse. Pai once said, and his girlfriend are all don't remember anything, but the only one who remembered his dance was actually in the forest. A lotus flowers, perhaps in the process. Is Pai and his girlfriend Anadi do not give up. So she took her abroad to the ship. After the incident, they jump into a lifeboat together. Then Pai and Anadi goes to the dark chamber. the lifeboat when Pai killed father. After that shift left he and Anadi and two people as food shortage. Pai, like Parker, on the island of cannibalism can grow food strange and evil, and on behalf of this, the lotus flower in the basket of a cannibal thief, the island from afar like serene girl. Before he left, he tied the strings into the branch of the tree. All of this speaks for itself. Pai made up the tiger Richard Parker, that is the name of the dead in the 1884 crash of the Mignonet, in which 3 sailors were killed to survive in Hainan, 17 along with the Parker divided food. That incident also directly triggered a great debate about the life's civilized society, and whether the 3 sailors were guilty became one of the legal puzzles. Cars, only in the end, a British court sentenced the 3 men to death, but the Queen granted them a special amnesty, reducing their sentence to 6 months in prison, which is right and wrong until now. Opinions vary. For this movie, no matter which story you believe, it won't be perfect, because we will never understand the true mentality of the person who survived. In the face of life, a little exhausted despair, in the face of their relatives to leave their own pain, as a spectator can only issue a pale sigh. Sigh God's love for us. Do you like this story? If you were about to ask, what story would you prefer? The one with the tiger or the human survivor? Comment it to us down below. Like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you and goodbye.